And so I'll just have you introduce yourself, your role with the company, and then tell me about the company.
Okay. Yep. My name is Gary Greenbaum. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Syntonic. I started this company about 2.5 years ago with a vision of really changing the current access model from today's bits and bytes to what really consumers value, which is really about content. So the first product that we released was really around sponsored data. And what that entails is that other brands, other application vendors will actually pay for your access on your device. We're here today because we introduced some additional sponsored content in our award-winning Freeway product that's available today on the App Store and the Google Play Store. And I'd like to show you kind of an example of our Freeway product. So again, this is accessible to anyone. It today functions over the AT&T network, and you can see this is just a set of categories, and specifically what we launched today, if you go to the business category, if you're a CES participant, we are providing sponsored access to the CES official website, and so that you can register and you can see the schedule. Moreover, you know that your experience is being paid for, and it won't be debited on your monthly bill with AT&T. So this app has been around for about a year, and it does offer other types of content, entertainment. It offers transaction shopping, news, sports, and weather. So we're really excited about promoting this today. For CES really is the kickoff event of 2016. And it's really the time to kind of foreshadow where your company is going, to provide some sort of vision as to what the new products are. And so we really do believe that 2016 is the start of this revolution around sponsored data, not only here in the United States, but internationally. We're focused on a couple key audiences. One is the 60% of the world that can't afford to be connected today. What sponsored data does provide is the means to reach the unreachables. The other segment is the prepay environment, the 70% of the world that sort of pays as they go. And they tend to be very conservative with their use of data because it tends to be expensive in certain parts of the world. And again, sponsored data is a great solution there to increase engagement with those people and ultimately monetization for these brands and content providers. And then the third audience really is those that really are interested in video, which tends to be a pretty expensive data type. Even here in the United States where data is relatively inexpensive. Again, there are means through sponsored data where brands will actually sponsor that access to video content.
Sponsored data is going to be pretty big in the coming year. You mentioned that.
Yep.
What are your thoughts? And pretty much all the carriers are getting involved in it. What are your thoughts on AT&T Perks and T-Mobile Binge on it?
And some recent announcements around Verizon getting involved in sponsored data. I think this is great. This all validates the model that we're going down here in the United States and similarly abroad. There's all sorts of hints and announcements around sponsored data, particularly in countries where data is still very, very expensive. So I think this is great, and I think there's various variations to a common theme of what sponsored data will look like depending on geography and depending upon the operator. You had mentioned AT&T's data perks. That is some example of a different type of sponsored data, and we think the amalgamation of these different models will actually be the future for how data is monetized on these devices.
And what are your thoughts on the T-Mobile YouTube throttling issue?
Yeah. For the most part, that really isn't a sponsored data issue. My understanding there's a little dispute as to whether this is a business issue between YouTube and T-Mobile, or is it really a technical requirements issue? And I better leave that to the folks that know, namely Google and T-Mobile.
And I mean, there's some regulatory concerns, but you're not all that concerned about that.
Not at all. First of all, the regulatory sort of issues that are sprouting out are more localized. So certainly here in the United States, the idea of net neutrality, limiting sponsored data has certainly been in the press. But clearly, it's not stopping AT&T and Verizon and now recently T-Mobile. And there are certain rules of engagement that are spelled out by the FCC, and so long as those are supported, we're not overly concerned. And like I said, it's a big world outside the United States where other regions this issue isn't cropping up, and it really is seen as a great benefit in enabling people who can't afford access to now have access to the mobile internet.
Great job.
Thank you.